Welcome to Ms. Gutierrez's class. As soon as you enter the class, we do have 3 rules that were taught to the children, which are listen and follow directions, raise your hand before speaking, respect your classmates and teachers. The students are taught this at the beginning of the school year and is practiced throughout the year. As soon as you enter, we then have the schedule from 7:30 to 7:45 and so on all the way to dismissal time. We do have also the behavioral chart and the Pledge of Allegiance for the students that are not familiar with it, as well as the school motto. The students are to say that after every Pledge of Allegiance is stated. The students practice this every single day. And then we have the objectives. The objectives for reading, lecture, math, ciencias and estudios sociales, which is science and social studies. We have the main idea, los elementos de un cuento, depending on the language of the day. We then proceed with journal writing, escritura del diario, and the journals. Every morning the students are to write in their journals and make either a story or short sentences for what this topic is. When the students don't know a word, they are to look for it in the iPad and then put the new word they learned in the word wall. We have the English word wall and then we have the Spanish word wall. As you can see, it runs from the alphabet from A to Z, and there's several words there listed that the students have worked on during the school year. The blue is the English, the red is the Spanish word wall. We also have the happy birthday on the door panel on the wall with each student's name and the birth date. We have the cubbies for where the students are able to store some of their items and to try to keep it as organized and neat as possible. The students are called out and are informed when to go to their cubby. Around the class, you're also able to observe that we have bulletin boards for math. The students were able to create their boards, their poster boards, and anchor charts and post them on the walls. We could see multiplication strategies, the 100 counting table. We're able to see strategies for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, which the students were able to look up for the definition and put it up on the anchor charts and the poster boards, the bulletin boards. They had so much fun creating these boards as they worked together in teams. We also have the science, escritura, and buen trabajo. It's also in Spanish and English. In this case, we are able to see buen trabajo and the escritura in Spanish, and elementos de la poesía, which is writing samples, reading, lecture, and anchor charts that the students were able to work on, and small short notices. As we continue in the classroom, we do have a library which also has library, librería, or centro de biblioteca. They have books there which the students are able to read whenever they have their free time or they finish their assignment and they're able to go test on it. The students were able to participate during Halloween. They were able to dress up and participate in the Halloween parade. They walked around the school wearing their costumes. These happened from pre-K to 5th grade. They walked around and they were excited. Going back into the classroom, they do have a section for manipulatives where they have counters and other items. As the students participate together, they were able to work together using these manipulatives and measuring tape to work on their pumpkins. They were able to measure their pumpkins. They were able to see how high they were, their heights, using the cubes. And this was an assignment done individually and by groups, depending on the section they were working on, or if they wanted to participate together. Working on these pumpkins, they were also able to check the density. The students were surprised when they noticed the pumpkins were floating instead of sinking. They all thought the pumpkin would sink due to them being heavy and being so big. They were surprised when the pumpkin was floating. The students were excited and then understood and were explained as to why they would float. After the students are done with their assignments, they are able to read on their books so that they can test on it later. Here we have a student that is reading a book because she has completed her assignment and she's doing it quietly and individually. Also, the students have the opportunity to, after they're reading their book, they are able to go into AR reading and they're able to do their testing, whether it's on a book they read on their iPad or if it's the book that they read when they had free time. Also, students are able to work independently on their assignments. So when they work independently, they keep up the shields, they work on their assignments, and they keep their masks on. They're able to ask the teacher questions if they do have questions. The students are also able to participate on recess. As we can see here, we do have the playground. It's the students are in the background, they're playing and having fun together. They do this every day after lunch. After lunch, after lunch, recess, and PE, the teacher is also able to do small group learning with the individuals they need more assistance with. In this case, they're practicing their reading, and she is working on them independently in the small group learning centers to help them do better and help them with any, which leads us to the NWEA progress, which is for math, reading, and science to see how the students are doing and their progress. And this brings us to the end. Thank you so much. Welcome to Musical Theatres class. As soon as you enter the class, we do have three rules that were